am my higher self. I'm never by myself. I am my ancestors. Don't get beside yourself now. Bella pour libations now.
All right, peace and blessings, family. It's your girl Adara Moselle back with another one. And this video is like how to do this work on a budget. How to get started with getting information and being on the spiritual path without no money, man. Without no money. And that it was the case when I got started. I was in some situations, and since then I have been homeless before and all of that, even when I was pregnant, all of that. So I really, really grinded, but the whole time I have been able to maintain my spirituality, maintain and grow with it and get the things I need, right? So there's a couple of tools that I would like to suggest. So first off is getting a Kindle. Get a Kindle or just download the Kindle app. It's free. And they have a number of free samples. So most books that you were talking about, like if there's a Kindle version, you can get a free sample. And you can read probably at least 12 to 13 pages on them. Some even more. Some of them you can read like 30 pages on the sample. You see what I'm saying? You can get a really good amount of information from those. So that's just one simple free tip. Also, places like archive.org or there is a number of free websites that have PDF downloads. And then what you do is, if you don't have time to read all those PDFs, which makes sense, you get something like NatReader, which is another free app. You can get on Windows or whatever else, but it'll read whatever PDF to you in a reasonable voice. Also, you can upload these PDFs to your Kindle and go through them and highlight them and save the notes. Okay, save the notes. So when you get to the end of all these different, you're going to have a notebook of sayings, recipes, whatever it was you were saving and was piquing your interest. You will have that notated, right? Get you some a Google Doc. If you don't have Google Docs or whatever else, some kind of, you have Google Docs, one notebook, which is actually really good. You know what I'm saying? Like a really good computer journal is one notebook. You can have many different ideas. You can put links in there. You put pictures in there. You can put anything in there that you want. And make your own personal grimoire manual. No problem. No problem. There's a lot of free magic courses like Quaria. Quaria is amazing. Queria, I think, by Josephine McCarthy. Quaria. When I looked at it, it was free. And it is 3 levels of magic work. So the first level, I think, is like 700 pages. I think the second level is like 600 pages. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. And it's like, do this week, do this, do this, do this, do. So it's an actual system of practice and course for free. Quaria.com. Quaria. I'll put the links in the description for these things. What else? There's a bunch of things. There's a bunch of things. Go back through like Blog Talk. Like get used to like listening to stuff. Like listening to audios while you're cooking, while you're cleaning, doing all those different things. Get the audios, listen to them, dissect them, and you'll get a lot of information. And of course, you have to listen to it more than once because when you're listening, you're not paying as much attention to when you're like watching. But one, reading it is going to, well, being able to listen to it is going to be able to expand your ability to focus. Reading is going to help be able to build. Reading is going to help build your ability to focus as well. All right, your ability to focus is a key tool needed for spiritual work, healing work, whatever, manifestation, all of that. If your brain cannot stay on a topic for longer than 3 seconds, you're going to have a hard time doing any of these works. All right, like these are the places that we're supposed to start. Then I would suggest you go and get a Qigong video, a simple 5-element Qigong video. Get you a 5-element, there's thousands of them on YouTube. A 5-element Qigong video, start practicing that. I guarantee you, start practicing that. All right. Also, toning. Toning. So, put y'all on game, dog. I'll put y'all on game. Look, Spotify, Apple Music, all these places have everything on them. They have audiobooks, they have podcasts, they have all of this stuff. So let's say the CIA HemiSync thing, right? So Billy Carson, I think, was talking about HemiSyncing and whatever else. They have those audios for free on Spotify. You can do the actual meditation free on Spotify. They have Goddess chants and all this stuff free on Spotify. It's free on YouTube. You know what I mean? Just look at it. Just look at it. Watch things with low view counts. The things with the lower view counts tend to have more information because it's people that are not professional YouTubers out here with professional information. It might look crusty. It might look dry. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. And when you hear them mention books, get to Google and put in what? Free PDF download. So I came from the days of MediaFire and all that stuff, like all that stuff. I used to do music and I could not afford it, so I did pirate a fair share of things, and then I paid for it later. But yeah, there's a bunch of different things that you can use, man. It's a bunch of different things that you can use. Bunch of different things that you can use. Bunch of different things that you can do. And simple stuff. Simple games that you play with yourself. Just touch if you don't know a bunch of mudras, just touch your fingers like this. And just see what you feel. And just take stock. Just take stock. Really, just take stock. And the next thing you know, you will know what to do with yourself naturally when you're in a stressful situation or when you're talking to somebody, your hands are just going to start doing certain things, right? Because you're becoming more intelligent. You're telling yourself that you want to tap into these other parts of yourself. You're telling yourself that I am a beginner on this journey and I want guidance and I want to know and I want to understand. Okay? I want to understand. When you tell the universe you want to know and you want to understand, it bends over backwards to bring things into your worldview to help you understand. And from then, it just needs dissecting mind, your left brain, to take it the next steps. Okay? Take it the next steps. Like a lot of people are like, oh, synchronicities, this angel number, all this stuff. Yes, all of that. However, if you can interpret it, what good does it do you? Okay, you see 444, you're gonna see it means this, and that's what do they say 444? I don't know, it's my phone. I'm using my phone. And you assume that, oh yeah, my angels are trying to tell me something. I'm in line because my angels are trying to communicate with me. They're sending you that because they can't communicate with you, man. Do you realize this? They have to send you this because the communication is not fully there. Okay? And they're saying, hey, check up. That was a Martian band. Check up. Listen, pay attention. We're trying to get a message to you. Message. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. But we're so focused on the fact that we're seeing the numbers instead of trying to actually interpret what that means for us, then we miss the goal. So some guys were like, not some guys, but it's good to think about what you're thinking about when you see that number. Like what is on your mind at the moment you see those numbers. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. It's not the scenarios. It's not the act is in of itself. It's the relationship of these acts to other things that paints the picture. Okay, where does that go? How does this help me do this on a budget? Now, if you can determine and decipher these things, you have to get less readings, right? You don't have to see if somebody put a curse on you because you can read the signs that this shit don't make no sense. Since this thing happened, or I crossed this person, or whatever else, this has changed, this has changed, this has changed. My car broke down, I fell down the stairs, I did blah, 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 blah. Or I said a prayer I said a prayer to release the things that no longer serve me, and I got an argument with my best friend. It's not because your best friend's tripping. Your best friend is tripping, but are they tripping because they were pushed into tripping so that you have a reason to let go of one of these things that's no longer serving you? So that's a little tangent. Also, there's free meetup groups that you can get along with. Also, there's a lot of metaphysical stores out here that's trying to boost the sales of their store, the recognition of their store, because there's a lot of light workers out here that want to provide spaces and have locations for us to congregate and convene and do our work in peace. Go there, see what the offerings are. See what the offerings are. Reach out to people. Like, you'd be surprised that people will work with you. You're like, hey, this is my scenario. This is my situation. I really want to take advantage of what you have to offer. Is there any way that I can do this? Or can I pay you this ever so often? Or can I, because most spiritual teachers are just regular people, you know, and they're probably not super business savvy. Like the ones that are super business savvy, they have like a whole team, because like business and spirituality, they clash. They clash not because they don't go together, but because when we're doing this work, we're so far in the right brain to be able to hear the things that's coming over here and to be able to interpret and use our other senses, that this one has to decrease a little bit. So when we start switching back over, it takes some time for this one to like get engaged. So we get frustrated easily. We just don't want to face certain things. We don't want to deal with the contracts. We don't want to deal in this world with people who just don't love people. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's just crazy. You need an assistant. You need some help and somebody who can put this in a way that works in your gifts and your talents. All right. All right. What else? What else? What else? I think I'm gonna come back with part 2 of this video because I'm just doing this on the fly. Some other things. I'm gonna tell you what not to do. Don't drink a bunch of Kool-Aid. Don't start following a bunch of people. Listen to the information. Do not put people on a pedestal. I don't care what they're teaching you. Don't you put them on no pedestal. They will let you down. I'm trying to tell you. They'll let you down. And that is an impediment to your spiritual progress, right? People are going to be people, regardless of you. So the fact that you had an encounter with them when they were being a person that rubbed you the wrong way should not be something that deters your spiritual growth. Okay? My kids are up. It should not be something that deters your spiritual growth, right? Everybody's going to be a person sometimes. And we need to know what to get from them, what not to get from them. Hey, boo. Good morning. And YouTube time is over. Good morning, honey.